The afternoon sun burned down over the quiet town of Alder Ridge, but it wasn't the heat that made people stop and stare. It was a little girl, no more than 9, running across the sidewalk, tears streaking through the dust on her cheeks. Her backpack bounced with every hurried step, her tiny hands gripping the straps. So tightly it was like she was holding on to hope itself. Her heartbeat thundered louder than the motorcycles parked nearby. She didn't know these men. She didn't know if they were safe. But she knew one thing, this was her last chance. With a voice cracking from fear and desperation, she begged for help. Words tumbled out so fast she could barely catch her breath. That moment, brief and fragile, would change everything for her. And for the men who heard her plea. Her name was Mariel Hayes, a quiet girl whose world had been shrinking day by day. Her mother Celine had married a man named Victor, a man who seemed kind at first, but changed the moment the wedding ring slid onto his finger. He wasn't always cruel, in ways the world could see, but he carried a darkness Mariel had learned to fear. Victor controlled the house, the routines, even her mother's voice. And worst of all, he grew obsessed with Mariel. He watched her every move, whispered that she belonged to him, and then announced they were leaving town, cutting her off from school, friends, even her grandparents. Panic gripped her heart, but she had only one chance, and she ran. Across the street, a group of bikers from the Iron Valor Club had stopped for a break on their long ride. Big men, leather vests, sun-scorched skin, and faces that looked carved from stone. But beneath that rough exterior was a kind of strength that Mariel could sense instantly. The first to notice her was Rhodes Mercer. Steel blue eyes, streaks of silver in his beard, and a look that was both tired and watchful. He had seen a lot in his life, but nothing hardened him more than a frightened child. Mariel poured out her story, her words trembling, her voice raw. Rhodes listened without interruption. He didn't question her. He didn't doubt her. He simply crouched down, met her gaze, and let her know she was seen. The other bikers closed in, forming a protective circle, not to trap her, but to shield her. Passers-by slowed. The air thickened with tension. Rhodes asked her to breathe, to tell him what she was running from. Piece by piece, she described Victor, his possessiveness, his control, his threats to take her far away. Before Rhodes could even finish asking, a black SUV roared around the corner. Victor leaped out, face red with anger, eyes scanning until they locked on Mariel. His fists curled, his steps sharp and predatory. But the Iron Valor men moved as one. A living wall between her and danger, Victor shouted, tried to push past them, but their presence alone forced him back. Calm, steady. Rhodes stepped forward and asked questions only someone with nothing to hide could answer. Victor stumbled, his excuses unraveling under the weight of truth. Mariel whispered through tears, please, don't let him take me. Rhodes felt a shift inside him, not anger, but purpose. He signaled Gunner Locke to call the police. Victor lunged, desperate, but the bikers held the line. No one touched him. They didn't have to. Minutes felt like hours until sirens finally pierced the tension. Police separated the scene. Victor's lies fell apart. Mariel's mother arrived, running into her daughter's arms. Their embrace carried months of silent fear, relief, and love. Rhodes stepped back, watching to make sure nothing would break this moment. He placed a gentle hand on Mariel's shoulder and said softly, "You're brave, braver than many adults I've met." For the first time, she believed it. If this story has touched your heart, support Pure Hub Kindness by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Stories like this remind us that heroes don't always wear badges or capes. Sometimes, they wear leather vests, carry heavy pasts, and happen to stop for a roadside break just in time to save a life.